Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, calling Allah, Adonai Yahweh, Bashem Shamalak Yabashah, Bashem Kakadash, double honor to the apostles and elders, most son, peace, citation, full life, Shalom. And in this video lesson, I'm going to get into this article, and starting with the title. This article says, horrifying video shows cops kicking in bathroom door and dragging mother off daughter, 2 years old. She was trying to drown Slakia. Girl and brother 4 had drunk cleaning fluid and been stabbed. So let me see. It says in the bullet points, Jessica Deirdre Edward Ricks, 35, is facing charges of assault with intent to murder, and neglect. She'll be arraigned on Tuesday. 2 uninjured girls, 8 and 15, were also in the house. Police say the 15-year-old called the cops. One in graphic video below. 2 children under the age of 5 were both allegedly stabbed, and one nearly drowned by their 35-year-old mother in Michigan at the weekend. Disturbing police body cam footage shows the moment officers stormed inside the home, kicked down the door of the bathroom, and saved a toddler, 2, who appeared to have been held underwater by her mom. The young girl had stab wounds to her neck and chest and was breathing when officers arrived and began performing life-saving measures, according to Calhoun County Sheriff's Office. A 4-year-old boy was also found in the home with stab wounds. 2 uninjured girls, aged 8 and 15, were in the house as well. Neighbors identified the mom as Jessica Deirdre Edward Ricks to WZZM 13, and a police inmate database listed her with charges of assault, 2 counts of assault with intent to murder, and 4 counts of neglect. That's how she looks. She looks horrible. And it says, police said in a statement to Facebook that they responded to the home after a 15-year-old called for help. They could hear blood-curdling screams in the bathroom of the call. As they drove to the home, so police dispatch can be heard saying, quote, "We have a female on the line. She's advising her mother she has just killed her sister. She's advising there's a knife involved where we are trying to get further. The mother has stabbed her sister," dispatch explains. The officers can be seen pulling up to a residence where the door was left ajar. Racing into the property, someone can be heard screaming help in the background, as well as some inaudible screaming as police run towards the home. The responding officers pull out their guns as they descend upon the crime scene, establishing their presence and walking through the house. Disturbing police body cam footage shows the moment officers stormed inside the home, kicked down the door of the bathroom, and saved the toddler, 2, who appeared to be held underwater by her mom. All the rooms appear to be open except the bathroom, which is locked shut. A responding officer kicks in the door where a woman appears to be sitting in a bath. All the room doors appear to be open except the bathroom, which is locked shut. A responding officer kicks in the door where a woman appears to be sitting in a bath with a child. "Know what's going on?" the officer screams as she sits back up on the side of the tub. Grabbing the toddler, officer quickly begins to perform CPR, which is cardiopulmonary resuscitation, on the unconscious child who isn't moving or making any noise. She's been stabbed in the throat. He can't be heard saying as she walks to another room, "We got a child with a stab wound in the chest. We need a medical priority 1." The officer is heard saying to the dispatch before speaking to the toddler and saying, "Wake up, baby." Let me see. But yeah, pretty much, it seems as though I'm not gonna really get too much into the article because I don't want to make this lesson too long. But from what I see so far, it says that the baby can be heard beginning to make noises again, coughing up water as the officers put her on the side. The officers can be seen patting her back as she lays on her side in a cloth diaper. So it seemed like the kid didn't end up dead, but they said what happened to Edward Ricks was that, let me see, also ingested cleaning fluid and was taken to the hospital. She remains in police custody and is expected to be arraigned on Tuesday, so she probably tried to commit suicide herself, and then she ended up being remained in custody. But other than that, I'll just bring out some scriptures and Lord will make this stuff edifying to the hopeful lot. So Lamentations 4:3, even the sea monsters draw out the breast they give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. Yep. And when it's coming to our people, man, like, it's horrible seeing that, like, our women are just so, filthy. They really are just disgusting. Like, you wouldn't even want to have a child for them, especially for the black woman. And I literally was a so-called black woman. Like, our people are through, man. And it's just so horrible to the point where they can't even have not even one kid in their custody. These women don't have no wisdom or knowing how to raise children. You have sea monsters like Leviathan that are able to give proper care to their children. And these are sea monsters that are destructive, that destroy ships, that kills people in the oceans, that are responsible for calamities, and they call it the Devil's Sea, and also in the Bermuda Triangle, because there's a lot of mystery circling about those areas, and they even reported sightings of sea monsters sometimes around there as well. But yet those sea monsters care for their children, for their young ones. But then when it comes to our women are like ostriches, they'll kill their children out of spite against the father. They will take all their hatred and all their, animosity towards that child that they bared for the father, because those are the father's offsprings at the end of the day. And this is all part of the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28 anyway. These things are bound to happen. And I'm pretty sure those kids are more than likely in foster care, because they're not at the age of 18. So, most likely they're being raised in custody of someone else. People like that, man. Whew. It's almost like when you grow up in a home that's with an abusive mother, it's like your only hope is honestly foster care. As sad as it is to say that, because even the foster care system sometimes might be even worse than the situation that you're suffering at home, but sometimes it may just very well be just as bad, because they just put you anywhere in any home, for the money, so they don't really care. Especially if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, they always gonna put you in the worst homes, and the first people that they think about putting in the best homes is a so-called white kid, which is an Edomite. So I'll bring out a few more precepts and then close. Job 39 verse 14, which leaveth for dust, which leaveth her eggs in the earth, and warmeth them in the dust, and forgetteth that the foot may crush them, or that the wild beast may break them. She is hardened against her young ones, and as though they were not hers. her labors in vain without fear, because Yahweh hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding. Exactly. So our women don't really know their natural roles. They don't really understand their purpose. They're not as nurturing as they used to be. They're just brute beasts, man. This is the why the scripture said, and I believe it was the Second Peter's, in the book of the Second Peter, the 3rd chapter or so, where it says how these are brute beasts worthy to be taken. You know, and that brute beast is talking about 2/3 of our people. You know, wicked niggas just like that. They do some crazy shit, and then they swear, these people that do the same wicked shit, they swear no judgment should happen to them. They feel as though they don't deserve it. That's why anytime you want to deal with a woman, it's best to go with women outside this country, America. And if you happen to deal with women in this country, America, stay away from the black woman as far as possible, man. You know, that's the worst type of woman that you could ever date. This is the reason why I did a video about why black women are the most undesirable. You know, as long as it comes to these black women, they are the most undesirable to date, because they will do shit like this to your offspring. You know, and truly, they're not really her kids. Those are the father's kids. But at the end of the day, I mean, those kids are in her custody, so, and she's taking care of them, so it's to the point where it's like these women just are so wicked, it's not even funny. And you can only imagine Jacob's trouble if they're killing their kids right now in such a horrific way, or attempting to kill their kids like this one, doing it like this or doing it worse. How much more in Jacob's trouble when they're going to be killing each other for food during the time of the famine. In Deuteronomy 28 verse 56, it's all stems from the curses back to Deuteronomy 28. It says, verse 56, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom. And that's probably the reason why she don't got a man in that house any damn way, because she probably felt like she don't need a man. It's exactly the same reason why you women need a man, because y'all doing crazy shit to the kid, yo, that shit can't go on, man. You know, and then not only that, they make stupid decisions, and they don't know how to rule. But let's get straight to the point here. It says, her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward a young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear. For she shall eat them for the want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. Exactly. And then that's the problem with a lot of these people, man. You know, you getting, well, a lot of these guys you get with these type of women, man, this is the shit that happens, you know. And sometimes she may even seem like she's the one, and she ends up going a whole 180 on you, you know. And that's really like the mind state of women. Women are really wicked, man. When they get mad and they swear they hate the man that they had kids with, they will do shit like this just to get back at the father. You know? And when it's coming to the wickedness of the so-called black woman, it's like, not even some woman in the Southern Kingdom would, I guess, compass the level of wickedness that a black woman could do on average. You know. But it all stems back to the curses. And at the end of the day, this is the reason why the Most High has to get the nation of our women back in order and make his men rule again. Because shit like this can't go on in the kingdom, man. And I feel like, to be honest, she would have been put to death if it was the ancient world for even trying to do some shit like this. But I don't want to make this lesson too long. Just end it right there. Hope it was a lesson edifying. Let's give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Kakadash. So honor to the Apostle Elsgray Millstone. Peace to teacher, hope for that. Yahushua, Shalak, Shalak, Riyam, Anawan, Yam, Wak, Wayam, Ba, 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 Shalom.